Happy Friday, everybody. I don't have any props today. It's just me and you. This topic was inspired by a friend of mine in a conversation this week that I thought might be a really good conversation to have here. It's something that just kind of never really exactly occurred to me, but I think it is an important conversation for us to have. And this might be a great way for me to get that word out there because unfortunately, unless you come in through our doors of either one of our store locations, or maybe you talk to Nicole or myself out in public at one of our events, you're not going to know this information unless you give us a try. If you go on our website, chances are, if you don't see what you're looking for, there's no real catalyst for you to come into our stores. So I thought this would be a great topic for me to cover. And that topic is why we don't sell everything, why we don't sell some real popular things even. Why are they not on our shelves, even if we have access to them? And so I have answers for that. And this is not to say just because it's not on our shelves that it's not a great product. We do have boundaries, which are called walls and buildings, and we only have so much shelf space and so much freezer space that there can be some really great pet products out there that maybe we even have access to, and we can special order something for you. But if we don't have the space to bring it in, then it's something that we can't, we just simply can't because of space. Doesn't mean we won't sell it to you, but it does mean that we just can't get it in to fit on our shelves, but we'll be happy to special order it for you. So if you're ordering something, maybe you're ordering from an online competitor or another store, and you walk into one of our two stores or you go on our website and you want to know why it's not there. I invite you to reach out to us and to ask us why, because I can guarantee you there are a lot of products we do not carry that are not on our shelves, and that is on purpose. We do not carry larger brand named foods. You will not see Purina products on our shelves. You will not see Hill Science Diet on our shelves. You will not see Royal Canin on our shelves. And there are reasons for that. There are a lot of ingredients in those foods that we find do not have any nutritional value and are there as filler and inexpensive filler at that, and not necessary in a pet food. We also really like pet foods that have sourcing that is continuous from the same supplier. So say the protein in that food is chicken or lamb. We like pet foods that are getting their pet food meat, their protein choices from the same supplier, their contracted supplier, that they're not looking at what's the least expensive supplier for that day. And we also like pet foods that have named meat sources. I showed everybody a couple of weeks ago when we were doing some pet food comparisons, a bag of pet food that had a no named meat source. It just said animal meat and byproducts. It did not name the meat source. That means that particular food can switch out that meat source every batch. They can put whatever meat they come across. And that meat could be diseased meat. It could be meat that has, a cow that died from cancer. And they would put that entire animal in that pet food. And so, what that is inviting into your pet's body, we don't agree with. So, we do have standards here, and we have standards as to what we feel comfortable feeding our pets. And so that's what makes it onto the shelves. We look at the ingredient decks. We look at where the pet food is made. We look at third-party testing so that the product is tested prior to being released to distribution. Those kind of things are very important to us because they're very important to us for what we feed our pets. We want to make sure what we're recommending to you is the safest out there on the market. Now, I will tell you, processed pet food is processed pet food. Everything that we have has been made in a facility. It's not like you're making it at home. And so there can be times that things go wrong because that's what happens with processed food, even in the human world. But we can tell you when we're talking about processed pet food that what we carry is extremely safe. And we feel very confident that we have provided the safest possible for each budget category. And we recognize that not everybody can afford to feed raw. Not everybody can afford to feed a gently cooked diet for their pet. And so we find ways that you can maybe incorporate that on a lesser expensive model and have maybe a lesser budget on your kibble. But having a good budget on your kibble, a lesser expensive budget on your kibble, doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice those quality standards. The other thing I will tell you is a lot of these pet foods that we don't carry are not cheap brands. There are certain recommended foods out there that people come in here looking for all the time, and they're not cheap brands, but the ingredients that are in there are inexpensive ingredients. Their quality does not warrant the price tag. And that's especially frustrating for us because we like to see our customers getting every bang for their buck that they can get and all the nutritional value that they can get out of the pet food that they're buying. You should not be buying a bag full of fillers and sawdust and peanut shells and, corn medlings or corn gluten meal, those kind of things. You should not be getting those kind of things put in the bag because those are essentially very low nutritional value and not a whole lot of help for your pet when it comes to picking a nutritional diet for them. So if you go on our website and you're like, hey, they don't carry Purina Pro Plan, there is a reason why. And come in and talk with us and engage with us and ask those reasons why. And there is absolutely no judgment. I used to feed a food that we do not carry here before I got involved in the pet industry, and I had no idea. I used to feed my cat, when I had kitty cats, I used to feed my kitty cat an all dry diet. I did not know the importance of adding wet food into their diet and giving them an all wet diet if we could. I didn't know any of that. I am a firm believer when we know better, we do better. And so we can help you know better. I guarantee you any one of my sales associates will be happy to assist you and tell you about the products we carry and the why behind what we carry. Another product that I got asked about this week is chemical flea prevention, and specifically Seresto collars. We did used to sell Seresto collars. And I can say that a couple of years ago, there was a lot of information out there about Seresto collars causing some pretty significant side effects. I had a pet that I feel like was affected by a Seresto collar that I constantly had on him. Had it on him all year long. He had a Seresto collar. And I did not realize the potential connection to cancer. And when he did get a tumor in his mouth, I started doing research and saw the connection. And in good conscience, I cannot sell those items knowing there's such a significant potential risk, and felt like it was better if consumers went to their vets and discussed with their vets if they needed a chemical prevention, if they discussed with their vets so that they could be in touch with their vets if there are any side effects, and their vets could be aware of that. We're very clear here that we're not vets. We certainly know a lot about pet nutrition, but we are not vets. And anything that has to do with pharmaceuticals, I feel like is best in the hands of vets, so that when side effects happen, they can properly get reported and be notated, because when enough side effects happen, those kind of things get looked at a little deeper. And so I feel like they weren't getting in the proper channels. I also feel like there are a lot of counterfeit things out there. What we were selling was not counterfeit. It was the flea preventions, but just wasn't comfortable carrying those anymore, knowing the harm that they were causing to pets. So when you come up here and there's something we don't sell, or you go on our website and it's something we don't sell, I encourage you to reach out and ask us why. Ask us, hey, is this a good food? If it's a good food that we can get for you or order for you, we're happy to do that. If it's something that we don't want to sell on our shelves, maybe you want to know. I get that not everybody knows about the pet industry and about all the different pet food regulations. You should not have to know that as a consumer. You should know that we're doing that hard work for you. We are researching all of those things on your behalf, and we're putting out on our shelves what is safe to feed. if you have questions about what we carry, and if you have questions about something, wanting to know if we will order it for you, it is always welcome for you to reach out. We do special order a lot of products that we don't stock on our shelves. We have people who come in here all the time and ask for things like All Provide and some other gently cooks and raw that we can get access to, but we simply don't have any more freezer space to carry. If we had the freezer space, we would certainly carry all of the options that are out there. But I felt like it was an important conversation to have because I don't know how to reach our customer base that aren't asking us. If you're just looking at our website and then leaving, I don't have the chance to explain to you why we don't sell some things that we sell. It is important to us. I do have access to Purina Pro Plan. I could certainly fill our shelves with it. I choose not to do that because I don't feel comfortable selling it because I don't feel comfortable feeding it to my animals. And if I'm not comfortable feeding it to my pets, I'm not comfortable selling it for you to feed to yours. And that's huge for me. My pets are extremely important to me. I did a presentation this morning for a group and talked about some of these things. And they said, I almost talked about my pets more than I did my children. Now, I love my children, but my children don't wag their tails when I come home, and my children don't cuddle up in the bed with me at night. And I am very aware of what I feed my dogs. Very aware of what I feed my kids too, by the way. But I am very aware of what I feed my dogs. I'm very aware of wanting to make sure that they are getting the best nutrition that they can get, and that I am giving them kind of top of the line. That's important to me. Now, I know it doesn't fit everybody's budget, and it can be extremely expensive. So I understand, which again is why we offer something that hits every budget. We have good, better, best here, and you're not going to go wrong. Even if you're in the good category, you are not going to go wrong. We can help you with the good category, and you can add in some bone broth or some goat milk to help get yourself into, in a lesser expensive way, get yourself into more nutrition and better health for your pet. But I just thought this was really important conversation to have. I really appreciate those customers who do come in and talk with us and have conversation. All we really want to do is provide the best nutrition we can for your pets and offer you the best solutions for your pet's health. I had another friend reach out to me a couple of weeks ago, and she said she's been dealing with a health issue with one of her pets for the last year and a half. And she's gone to 3 different vets about this problem and has been trying to change some things based on recommendations, and came into our store. And it's the first time in over a year that she's been able to find some relief for her dog. That's an amazing testimonial to what we can do here. And I'm not just saying me. I have an amazing staff who get trained on all of our products, have nutrition knowledge, and have been working here a long time that can help. They can help you find solutions. And if they can't help you find solutions, they'll come find me and I will help you find solutions. But that is exactly what we're here for. We all get significantly rewarded when we hear back from you that we have helped your pet, that we have helped your pet's well-being, we have helped you with something that you've been struggling with for a while. That always gives us such a great reward because we know that we're making the difference in the life of an animal and in the life of one of our customers, human customers. That's extremely important to us. So if you don't see it on our shelves, there might be a reason why. I encourage you to ask. We'll tell you. If it's a good product, I will tell you. If it's something we don't carry, can't get, but I look at it and I say it's a good product, I will be honest with you. There are plenty of great products out there that either we don't have access to or we can't carry, or, due to space confines, but maybe we can special order it for you. But if that's the case, we will tell you. We'll be honest. The other thing I would tell you is that we always try to research. If you bring us a new item or let us know something that you're interested in knowing, I always try to give customers feedback. Another customer asked me last week about a dental powder for dogs. And in talking, I said, I don't know a lot about that product. I do know that product because it shows up in my social media feed too. But we do carry something almost identical here. And what we carry here is Plaque Off. And I know about Plaque Off, and I know about their sourcing, and I know about their ingredients. I don't know that about this other one. And when I mentioned that it the ingredient label is for kelp, one of the things we were talking about is there's real specifics on where you should harvest that ingredient from. And that if it's not harvested from a safe location, you can do more damage than good. And the customer I was talking to said, wow, I didn't even know that. How would you know? You would have no way of knowing. That's why it's important that I know those things so that you can walk in here and you can grab it off the shelf and go, wow, I know that this has been checked. I know that this has been reviewed. I know that they are on it. And I can have confidence in what I'm buying in that store. If we ever come to the conclusion that a brand isn't where we want it to be or is not doing what we want them to do, doesn't have the ethics that we share, those kind of things, we definitely do not hesitate to let that brand go and say, we've come to a divide in the road. We don't agree anymore. And that sometimes happens. But that's why our standards are our standards, and that's why that's really important to us. So if you don't see something that you think you want, ask us. We're happy to tell you, and we're happy to order it for you if we can get it. Or ask us and say, hey, I want to know more about this product, and I want to know if it's an okay product. Again, even if it's not something that I sell, I'll research it, I'll look into it, and I will let you know what I can find out. Happy to do that. You can contact us through social media. You can email me, contact us through our website, however you want to reach out. We'll be happy to do some research on those things for you, just so you can be more confident for your pet. So there you go. I just wanted to have an open conversation with you guys about those products that you maybe aren't seeing, that you wonder why we don't carry them. We do have standards here, and sometimes products out there just don't meet those standards. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. We may be out and about this weekend. We are waiting we had some egg hunts planned tomorrow. I know one's already been canceled. But the biggest thing we have going on this weekend, if you haven't already signed up, is our spring pictures. We have our spring pictures going on over at our High Point Road store over in the Sedgefield area. Melinda is doing these pictures, and they're going to have a solid colored background. I believe it's green, and you can do all kinds of fun backdrops. So it's going to be the solid color. You can dress it up for spring. You can dress it up for Easter. You can just do some plain portraits. That's what I plan to do. I'm going to run my girls out there and do some plain portraits with them and get some good shots. Our friend Melinda has also offered to take some pictures of some rescue pets. So she has some shelter dogs coming over for their portrait sessions. We have invited Dobby and Philomena to come over tomorrow or Sunday to get their photo shoot done and see if we can't help the last of our Operation Valentine dogs find their forever homes by getting a photo shoot at our spring photo shoot. So definitely come out and see us this weekend. If you want to reserve a sitting time for those pictures, it's not too late. Call our Sedgefield location and they can get you booked for a sitting time. I think we have plenty of opportunity left both afternoons. So definitely give us a call and we'll be happy to book your sitting time. It's $10. And then you'll have digital download availability. And if you want some printed shots, she will be happy to do that. And if you've never had portraits done by Melinda before, you will not be disappointed. She does such great work and she's so patient with the animals. So definitely come out and see us this weekend. We look forward to seeing you at the pictures and hope you have a lovely spring weekend.